I'm 18 and my brother is 20. We both still live with our mom. Our aunt, 34, moved in with us in November. I noticed that she and my brother had gotten closer since she moved in, but obviously I didn't think anything of it. They always had a similar personality, so it just wasn't shocking. Last night, my mom was out of town, and I stayed home. I was supposed to go with her, but I felt sick. I'm guessing my brother and aunt thought I had gone with her because I walked into the kitchen to get a drink and they were making out like crazy. So much was being thrown to the ground that they didn't hear me open my door. The sight was so traumatic and disgusting that I didn't even react. I just ran back to my room. I tried to plug my ears, but I could still hear them. I threw up on my bedroom floor and couldn't sleep. I haven't come out of my room all day. I feel so sick. I have no idea what to even do about this situation. I have no idea how my mom would react or if I should even tell her. They're both at work now, but I know I can't possibly face them after this. The imagery and noises will probably stay with me for life. Edit. According to our state laws, what they're doing is illegal and would put them on the sex offenders registry. I don't want to do that to them, but I'm afraid they'll be caught by others who would. Edit. So, things are kind of a mess right now. My mom came home, and I greeted her. She could immediately tell something was deeply wrong with me, aside from just being sick. Most of you told me to tell her, so I decided to tell her, especially since it hit me how messed up it really was. She was angrier than I'd ever seen her. She kept saying she knew it, but she didn't want to believe it. She said she noticed how my brother looked at her. She'd also said my aunt cheated on my father when she was pregnant with me. She got home before my aunt did and stood right in front of the door, waiting for her. I hid in my room at this point. Naturally, my aunt came in, and a complete massacre broke out that led to the streets. I knew stepping in would help no one, so I didn't, and when neighbors tried to, she loudly told them what she did. My brother came and pulled my mom off, and they got into a fight themselves. All of this was being watched by the neighbors. Then my aunt and my brother got into her car and sped off. Now my mom is crying and telling every single one of our living family members what happened. I'm still shaken, but I'm here comforting her. She said that she wouldn't call the cops because what my uncle, my aunt's favorite brother, knew was beyond punishment enough. He's repulsed by her now. The whole family wants nothing to do with her now. She keeps saying she wishes her parents were alive so she could tell them to.
Don't know how to win. Ida?
School I started dating Paul, fake name. We had a very toxic relationship where he cheated on me and was emotionally abusive. This lasted until I was 25 when he cheated on me with my cousin. He cheated on me before, but that was the last straw. I spent a year healing and not dating everyone, and then I met Aaron, fake name. Aaron is absolutely the most genuine and nicest person I ever met. He's so sweet, kind, and attentive. But unfortunately we just missed that spark. I've been with him for 7 months and he's treated me like a queen. Recently Paul messaged me. Paul has finally started getting his life together. Everything I wanted for him. When we were together I was supporting him financially, so it's nice to date Aaron who has a good established career. Paul has gotten his GED and is currently trying to do air traffic control and get certified from there. He has changed for the better and we still have that spark. We are starting to talk and hang out every day. This has impacted my relationship with Aaron, who feels I've been distant. I've been mostly hanging out with Paul instead of Aaron. Today I ended up sleeping with Paul and I feel really guilty. I told Paul the first needs space to process things. That we need to stop before I end up hurting Aaron. Paul told me he's serious about wanting to fix things between us. I'm afraid that if I do choose Paul, what if he hasn't changed, and he goes back to his old self? Aaron is a great guy and it would suck to lose him, but Paul seems to be too finally. I'm going to end things with one, but I don't know who yet. Love is hard, I appreciate any advice. Update. I gave my ex a chance and he cheated on me, but there is a positive. I'm extremely sad but proud of myself. The old me would have given him a billion chances, but the first time I saw he was cheating I dumped his ass. Paul can talk a good game but his words never matches his actions. The relationship quickly delved back into our old toxic issues. This entire situation made me realize I didn't appreciate Aaron. The good news is this allows me to be a better partner for Aaron. Sometimes you need to go through something awful before you are ready for something great. I think God wanted to experience this so I can be the partner, future wife, and mother Aaron deserves. Unfortunately he blocked on everything when I broke up with him to date Paul. Luckily he became friends with one of my friends and she's throwing her birthday party and did me a solid and invited him. He's coming, I'm going to speak to him there. I'm going to let him know I broke up with Paul and that I'm ready to be the best partner ever. He's also a regular churchgoer, I'm not, and one time he asked me if I wanted to go to church with him while we were dating. I will take him up on that offer. But yeah, you guys were right about Paul and I should have listened, now using this as an opportunity to grow as person.
My baby mom is struggling and asked for money to support herself and her affair baby. I only support my real children. The mother of my 2 children, 10M and 9F, cheated on me during our marriage and became pregnant with another man's child. I learned this when I caught her with the man in question, and after quizzing her, she admitted there was a strong chance he was the father of the baby she was pregnant with. I ended our marriage right there and took a DNA test when her youngest was born, and she was not mine. So in the divorce, custody and support were only factored in for our 2 kids. I paid some child support because I made more than her, but we had 50-50 custody time with the kids, and I remained an involved dad. My ex lived with her youngest's father in October of last year, when he took off without a word and dipped from their lives. She has been in pursuit of child support ever since, but he cannot be found, and he quit the last known job he had, so she has been unsuccessful so far. This has led to her struggling, and I buy more for the kids we share so they don't suffer because of the failed relationship with the affair partner. Last month, my ex told me she was struggling to keep up with the expenses for her youngest, and she asked me if I would maybe buy some stuff that included her too. I said no, that I was responsible for my kids, and I would not become financially responsible in any way for the child she made while cheating on me. She begged and told me they will live different lives if I don't help, at least for now, and I told her that was not my problem, and maybe she'll think about that in the future before she starts an ongoing affair. She told our kids about asking me and encouraged them to ask me for them. The kids were confused because they have always known their half-sister is not my child, but they started to doubt because of how their mom talked, saying good men take care of all their children and loving a child who is part of your family should never be that hard. The kids approached me and asked me about it, and they told me their mom wanted them to ask me for stuff for their half-sister. So I explained to them that she is not my child or part of my family, but she is still part of theirs. They asked why, since my oldest has some memories of his mom and me being together while she was pregnant. I said their mom got pregnant with their half-sister while we were together, but DNA proved she was not mine, and I did not raise her for that reason. I told them I am still their dad and nothing has changed, but I was never really their half-sister's dad and don't want to buy her stuff like I do for them. They understood, and when they went back to their moms, she called and cussed me out for telling the kids more details than she wanted them to know. I said they had always been aware they had a different dad than her other child, and that needed to remain clear because I was not claiming her now that her father has abandoned her. She called me a cruel dick. Ida?